Hello, I'm Scotty O,
And I'm Melanie.
and we are with Ecstatic Hearts Tantra. So welcome to our Tantra Talk, where we discuss different topics about Ecstatic Hearts Tantra that can make an impact and improve your life. And today our talk is going to be about energy.
That's right, we're going to discuss how you can energize your body using tantric techniques.
So let's talk a little bit about energy, honey. What would you like to say about energy in regard to Tantra?
Alright, so as part of our Gaia Sets practice that we teach as a daily ritual, energizing the body is one of the first things that we actually do. And one of the reasons why energizing our body is so important is it helps to waken your body up, to get the blood flowing, to get the oxygen flowing, to feel the energy starting to course through your body. And it makes such a huge difference as part of wakening you up in the morning or awakening your body up before making love. I know that whenever I skip out on that technique and that practice, I kind of feel sleepy and like I'm waiting for my partner to kind of help nudge me along and wake me up and be like, hey honey, wake up, don't go to sleep on me. But when we do this practice, I am so vibrant. I actually start orgasming from the energy of this practice all by myself, even without, before we get to the sexy part.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about the energy fields and so forth. Energy's bandied about a lot, and a lot of people use it in different ways. And for many years, there was the Western belief that there wasn't. What I'm trying to say, that the Westerns believed that it wasn't true, basically, that all the stuff from the East that said you can feel your energy and move your energy and do these amazing miracles with energy and so forth was all kind of, well, we don't see that in Western medicine and so forth. It's all about drugs. And what we have since discovered is that now we can photograph auras, for instance, like that is our energy field, and we can have Kirlian photography and so forth that shows it. They've did studies where metaphysics are basically demonstrating and proving that a lot of what we've been talking about is that we are energy beings. We might seem like we are solid and so forth, but if you go down at the subatomic level and so forth, we're mainly space. We're just energy and matter, and there's more space here in energy than there is actual matter. Also, if you look at what the Western or I should say Eastern philosophies and so forth has been saying is that you can move your energy, you can actually impact it with your thoughts. Your actual visualization does move your energy. I mean, even in our modern sayings, you've probably heard the saying that where your thoughts go, energy flows and results follow. Like the movie that came out called The Secret, and so where it talks about that, it's like we are manifesting things into our life by tapping into universal energies and manifesting them through our thoughts and beliefs, which then attract what we want. That's an energetic process too. Like energy is everything. We are always energy. We're always moving energy, and that also explains how we can connect with people. Beyond the mind, like sometimes you might meet someone and you have this connection and you're like, oh, we're so connected and so forth, and you have this thing you can't really explain, or you might feel something in your heart open up or whatever, just like have an affinity for certain people that you don't for others. All that could also be looked at as energy. And so it's very real. And when I first started playing with this, I didn't really believe it. I saw people like moving and shaking and wiggling from kriyas and so forth, and I thought it was baloney. And I was like, what are they doing? I've never seen anyone do that. And it's like from moving all this energy through your body. And then people are healing, things like Reiki and laying of hands, stuff that's been around for a long time. Some people believe that that's the foundation of all that is basically from Tantra. And it's like energy's been used to heal for thousands of years, in a variety of Qigong, same thing. Lots of different ways to use energy to actually accelerate, people's healing powers and so forth, the natural abilities we have. And so there's lots of different elements of energy, and there's a lot of different ways you can use it to improve your body and connect with others. And we're going to talk more about how to do that specifically. Anything else you want to say about energy?
Yeah. So like you were saying earlier, everyone and everything is composed of energy. Being a physical matter is really just an illusion. We're all just bundles of energy vibrating at different frequencies, and like certain frequencies appear more solid than other frequencies. And whenever you start bringing your awareness and your consciousness and your attention to feeling and sensing your energy, you can start feeling the energy buzzing through your body. So some of the ways that energy feels like is it feels tingling, it feels buzzing, it feels warm, it feels cool, and it can also just feel relaxing. So sometimes people are like, I don't feel anything, I just feel relaxed. Well, feeling relaxed is an energetic state. You're feeling relaxed. And with Tantra, it's really common to feel energized and relaxed at the same time. Which, how many other practices do you do when you finish and you're like, I'm energized and relaxed?
Both and more. And the other thing too is expansion. Like you actually can feel an expansion of yourself. Like when you hold out your hand and you do some of these exercises, it feels like there's like a glow or an aura. You can, so with practice, you can actually start feeling like this expansion. Not only can I feel this expansion of myself, but she can start feeling the expansion. You know, it's the same kind of thing happens when if you like lose your hand or something and you have like ghost pains, you can actually still feel your hand as if it was already there. That's because the energy's still there. You know, same thing with like plants and stuff. When you snip off a leaf of a plant, you will, and you take a picture of the aura, you'll still see the energy signature around it for, I think it depends on the plant, but a few hours before it fades away. And same thing with you know, bodies and so forth too. We are energy beings, and the cool thing is that we can control it. We can do far more with our thoughts and practice with moving and changing and doing things with our energy fields than you might think is possible. Just like our breathing, it's one thing that most people ignore, and it's really powerful, and it can do amazing things with it, and people don't even know that's possible.
So when we talk about energy, you might think, where does energy come from? So energy comes from a lot of different places, and we can take energy into our bodies from various places. So one of the places that energy comes from is the food that we ingest. We take on the energy of the plant and animals that we're ingesting. We take in energy from the sun, so kind of like plants produce photosynthesis. We actually do take in energy and vitamins from soaking in the sun. We take energy in from the earth, so the earth has this strong core, magma, liquid, warm core of energy. And in addition to the core of energy, there's all the roots of all the plants that are dug into the earth. You can actually tap into feeling and bringing in the energy of the earth. And you can actually get to the point where you just open yourself to opening your senses, and you can just breathe in the energy from your environment, from all around you, from everything around you, and then exhale and send it back out. So when you're breathing in and breathing out, it's like you're inhaling energy and exhaling energy. So it becomes really powerful.
Yeah, there's energy in everything, especially living things. Also, when you're making love, one of the things that really accelerated my process is when I first started Tantra, I learned by myself, and I was basically attempting, or doing it so but subtly, feeling this energy move through my body and then sending it out. And then I try to tap into it again and send out. Every time I did it, it was like trying to reach and stretch for something that was very subtle, because when you first start this, it's hard to sense. If you aren't used to feeling energy, it's like a muscle, and when you have never done it before, it's tricky. However, the more you do it, the easier it gets. But with Melanie, what was really cool is that I was able to feel my energy, and then instead of just sending it out in the ether, I was sending it into her. She could feel it, add to it, send it back into me, and then I could go, whoa, I could feel that. It's even stronger than when I left, and then I send it back into her, and it adds and builds and adds and builds, and then it grows and it expands, and all of a sudden we're like these energy bunnies, and we don't want to stop, and we're feeling filled up. So your sexual energy is really one of the most powerful energies we have, and that's something we have the ability to create and move and send in other people and use for healing and do amazing things with. So that's one of the things that makes Tantra so powerful, is we're tapping into this source energy that is so critical and powerful that most people ignore.
Yeah. So there's lots of different ways that we actually use energy in Tantra, and For us, the Gaia Sets practice, which is the tantric ritual practice we recommend as a daily practice, uses energy throughout the thing. It's an energy sequence.
Yeah.
And we'll teach you a few of the energetic practices in a minute. And one of the other cool things about energy is energy has different flavors. So we all have masculine energy and feminine energy within us, and the ability to access and flow between the masculine and feminine. And I know that sometimes that sounds a little vague. What is masculine energy? What is feminine energy? So we want to take a few minutes to go over expounding upon masculine and feminine energy. And for many of us, when we're in a female body, we have more female energy. If you're in a masculine body, you might have more masculine energy. But that's not necessarily the truth for everyone. And most of us have a mixture of the two. And most of us can access the two and flow between the two whenever we want.
Everyone has both. It's just a matter of how in tune you are with masculine versus feminine. And that's just something we call it.
And the more that we can identify masculine and feminine energy and know how to flow and access between the two, the more harmonious we can be and in balance we can be with our partners whenever you're in relationship with someone. Because oftentimes there's a polarity between the two of you. So one's demonstrating the masculine energy and one's demonstrating the feminine energy of a particular dynamic. And it's really useful to see that you're just being polarized, to be in balance and harmony with each other, and to not feel like you're opposed, in opposition to each other.
Yeah, and like magic, like magnets, when you have masculine and feminine type energies, there just seems to be a greater charge. So it's actually like it's easier for me to feel another person's energy in a person that's radiating feminine, just because it kind of I don't know, draws out my masculine, but I can feel that more. I can also feel energies, with other masculine types. 'Cause I'm predominantly masculine, and it works, but it's just not as apparent, and it's different. It feels different. Yeah, it's more subtle. So
yeah, for myself, I notice feminine energy feels like me, so it's like so similar to who I am because I'm strongly feminine that it just feels very much like an extension of myself. Whereas strong masculine energy, there's some charge there, there's some polarization there, and that's what really attracts me to the masculine energy. So sometimes when I'm being really feminine and he's being really masculine and feeding me his Shiva while I'm totally into my Shakti, it just brings that attraction charge together and makes relationships so exciting.
So, cool. Well, do you want to go over masculine?
Yeah.
So let's just give you an example of what we mean by masculine and feminine. And we're just going to read out of this book. We recommend this, Jewel and Lotus by Bodhi Avanasha and Sunyata Saraswati. It's got really great stuff in it. It was one of the foundations of our practice when we really started learning Tantra. So I'm just going to read the masculine, and she's going to read the feminine, and just give you an idea of what we mean by these distinctions. So masculine.
Feminine.
Shiva, cosmic father.
Shakti, cosmic mother.
Lingam, external genitals.
Yoni, internal genitals.
Projecting.
Receptive.
Cosmic consciousness.
Cosmic energy.
Universal soul.
Individual soul.
Spirit.
Nature.
Positive.
Negative.
Stillness.
Activity.
Solar warming.
Lunar cooling.
Right nostril, Pingala.
Left nostril, Ida.
Left brain hemisphere.
Right brain hemisphere.
Sympathetic nervous system.
Parasympathetic nervous system.
Electrical.
Magnetic.
Acidic.
Alkaline.
Discharges energy.
Retains energy.
Prefers raw sex.
Prefers cuddly sensuality.
Rational and logical.
Intuitive emotional.
Linear and detailed.
Holistic and diffuse.
Abstract, lost in thought.
Practical, down to earth.
Needs adventure.
Wants security.
Gives love to get sex.
Gives sex to get love.
Objectifies sex partner.
Personalizes sex partner.
Got it. And just to recap, there's no like right and wrong. There's no good and bad. It's there's just different ways of being, and there's times when either energy can better serve you. And so what Tantra does, it's about integration and being able to access all forms of yourself. So it's not about finding the middle way and like cutting out your masculine and feminine. It's about being able to go totally masculine or totally feminine, whatever you want, and be able to go and pull from your skill set and your needs or whatever you can do, whatever the needs are. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And sometimes when we're in conflict, I get to laugh at us because he'll be totally in his masculine, I'm totally in my feminine. Sometimes they feel at conflict with each other. Like one more example that I don't think we read there was planning, spontaneous. That one sometimes causes some conflict. I'm like, let's be spontaneous, dude. I didn't want to plan. He's like, no, we need to plan. I need to know the plan. And then we're like, oh, look, honey, we're being in our feminine and then you're masculine. How sweet.
And all this is again a practice, just like the rest of Tantra. So what you want to do is if you're predominantly masculine or predominantly feminine, you want to practice being the other type, like I get to practice my feminine and like being spontaneous and being cherished and, receptive. I get to be a princess and attract things into my life versus going out and getting them, right?
And sometimes I get to be dominant, more aggressive and planning and on time and more of my masculine self to get things done.
Yeah, and again, these are just different types of energy, and there's a lot of different energies out there. And so, you ready to show them some stuff? Oh, sure. So you want to show them some energetic exercises? Yeah. And so again, we focus on sexual energy, which, and something I want to say about this is it's not sex, right? It's just creation energy. Go ahead.
The practices that we're going to go over next are actually just energizing the body, and they're not necessarily sexual energy, although I do admit that with myself, all of these practices are orgasmic, so it totally feels sexual. But it's not meant to be sexual. So do it yourself at home and just see what happens. And everybody's going to have their own unique experience of every practice every time. So just because I'm experiencing one thing doesn't mean you're supposed to experience that same thing, or that any two other people are going to experience the same exact thing. Because we all experience and sense energy in different ways. And depending upon how open and receptive our bodies are at that particular time, we're going to feel it and sense it in different ways.
And I gotta say, when I first started doing this, I didn't feel the energy. I didn't know what people were talking about. I was really like, I just didn't get it. I just stuck around with Tantra because we were, there was a connection there. I felt some love, I guess, from the group. And so I stuck with it, even though I really didn't get energy. It took me like years, like literally 2 or 3 years before I started feeling anything that I would designate as energy. And even now, I mean, I experience energy differently as she does. Sometimes I notice my energy because of the reaction I get from another person. And that tells me something's going on as much as feeling it. But if I really check in and I'm really in tune, then I can start feeling these things. But the other thing I want to say about energy is it's neutral. It's not good or bad. It's not wrong. It's innocent, it's natural, it's in all of us, it's what we do. And one of the things, so when we're talking about sharing energy with people, it's like when I hug people, when we hug people, if we're open, we're just feeling the energy, right? So it's not like I'm even attempting to send it into you or do something to you. I'm just open and feeling the connection that already is. And when I do that, sometimes we'll like do these kriyas, which are like these energetic spasms, if you will, that are a result of energy moving through us. And it's also because there's like some energy blocks, and the more you move energy, the less blocks you have. But when I first started doing this, I'd be like, doing these crazy jerking motions. They call me Electro in the Burning Man community because of that. And I've gotten a little smoother, but I still, react because I'm feeling. I'm moving the energy through me. So when you have people that are really open and you're connecting with the energy, just note that that's what's going on. Also, is some people say, oh, how do I block myself from other people's energies, and like he's got a negative energy, and how do I protect myself? There are a few people that are really open and empathic. And one of our teachers basically said, there's no such thing as good and bad energy. There's just flowing energy and there's blocked energy. And what you might be feeling when you experience something that might feel icky, or someone that feels a little off, or is just like, I don't want that energy on me, it's that you aren't feeling the flow. It's that they're stuck, or they're like, or maybe there's emotions, tied up with the energy and so forth. Because one of the things about moving energy too is that there's emotional attachment. It's our beingness is tied up to it. Our souls, if you will, are energy. And that's, by doing Tantra and playing with energy, that's one of the things that has me know without a doubt that my soul is eternal, because I've experienced myself as an energetic being leaving my body. I've experienced things outside of this physical form that are, you could call, energy based. So anyway, I guess that's it.
Along with those lines, I'd just like to add, I experienced the hugs being amazing too. Because whenever I hug someone and they allow me to just sink into a melting hug, I just feel like this warm, loving energy circulating between us, especially coming out my heart and going into their heart. Just that warm love energy. And it feels like our souls are dancing, and our souls are getting a chance to really connect and get to know each other. And sometimes I can just get lost in a hug and just want to hug for forever. And that's really amazing that you can have such an intensive, powerful, loving, connected experience with someone just by giving them a hug. Even someone you just met, just by sinking into a warm, loving, melting hug.
And that's really what we're here for, folks. It's about connection. The answer is always love. Whenever you've got a choice and you're trying to choose which one of these things do I do, or how do I go about it, the answer is always love. And that's what is so powerful about energy, because it's one thing to intellectually know we're all connected. It's another thing to be able to actually feel the energy of another person and know that we're the same, that we are connected in ways that go way beyond our brains or our intellect or whatnot. It's like, because it's so that's one thing I think is most profound about this, is when you start moving and sharing energy with other people, and you can like have these experiences even from a long distance away, or from things that don't make any sense, but you can still feel the energy. It's like, wow, we are spiritual beings. We are connected beings, And when I feel energy with other people, that's when I feel connected. That's when I really feel, the love that we have. It's all around us. That's another thing to look at. Instead of looking at energy, just look at it as love. We're all just tapping into the love vibe. So that's that.
Yeah.
Are you ready to show them some stuff? Okay,
yeah, one more thing.
Okay.
And for us, the energetic part of Tantra is the best part. So we are all about doing energetic Tantra practices. And the great thing is, with our Tantric practices that we do, is you get to do a minimal amount of practice for a maximum result. In today's day and age, with such busy lives as we all have, it's hard to do a long practice that you do on a daily basis. And our practices is just 10 to 40 minutes a day, depending upon how long you want to make it, and make such a huge impact for such a short amount of time. And we'll just go through and do one simple practice, but if you like it and you want to learn more, we'll tell you about how you can get more connected and involved, and learning all about the many energetic Tantra techniques we have to offer.
One of the things, so I just want to say this too, is that energy really helps with sex, with orgasms. What you're learning how to do when you separate your orgasms from ejaculation is that you are starting to like tap into your energy. You start having energetic orgasms. The cool thing about energetic orgasms is that they can become much more powerful and better than anything your body by itself can do, what you're used to. It also allows you to connect with other people from far. You can have energetic orgasms from cuddling. You don't need an erection. So if you have erectile dysfunction or something, you can bypass all that. You don't even have to have a partner. Like Melanie's gotten quite good at having energetic orgasms with the earth, or with storms, or with the universe. You don't even need people.
There's
which is
so
crazy.
many ways to connect in energetically. It's amazing.
And so, tapping into your energies like opens up this flood valve of possibility you had no idea existed, and it's really profound and powerful. Okay, I'm done with talking. Anything else?
All right, I think we're going to spend the next few minutes showing you my favorite practice called the Shakti Shake.
And you can let him in because he's feeling the energy. That's our puppy wanting to come in. He's our tantric dog.
All right.
All right. And just a second.
Are we going to play music or not?
Yeah.
I'm going to add some music for you, so I invite you guys at home to practice this as well. You stand up, relax the body.
And please do this at home. I'm watching you. I'm talking about you. You should actually do this right here, right now. All right, go ahead.
And you start by bouncing the knees. Just bouncing up and down, relaxing the body, relaxing the joints, relaxing your arms, your shoulders, your hands, your neck. You can bounce your knees independently from each other. Wiggle your booty. You can kind of run in place.
The key is through every part of your body. Just let it all flow. This isn't dancing, this is just moving. Kind of getting the kinks out, stretching, jiggling.
You want to get all your jiggly and wiggly bits to jiggle and wiggle and shake. Shake the boobies.
And make sound. Remember, the more sound you make, the more breath you have, the more energy that flows through your body. So whatever sound comes up is okay, just let it flow. And just keep on shaking. If you have to stop for a second, you can, but then just go right back into moving your body. I hope you're trying this at home.
This helps to get our lymphatic and our endocrine system moving and flowing.
You can do this just for a few minutes, or you can do it for a long time. Back in the olden days, people would do this until their bodies just were taken over. That's the ideal, is if you can keep doing this until your body just shakes of its own accord. It doesn't stop. But a few minutes should suffice.
And bring it to a close. And just breathe.
And with your eyes closed, just notice what you're feeling in your body right now. Do you feel any tingling? Do you feel any warmth or coolness? Do you feel any expansion of yourself? Do you feel like you have an aura or an extension in your body? Do you feel anything buzzing, any vibration, anything like that? That's your energy, and that's what we are awakening. And this is just a basic awakening your energy exercise. So do you want to show them now the pelvic pump?
So did anyone at home do that and feel anything?
Yeah, if any shares or questions, here's your chance. We got a couple of people that are doing it out there, so thanks for doing it. Well, let's show them one more thing before we're out of time.
So one more thing.
Actually, we're out of time. We will save the next energy exercise for next time, so stay tuned. What we'll do is we'll show you some more energy movement before we transmute them. The breath, the bated breath that we did last time, it was sa, 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 sa. If you're not moving in your diaphragm, is another energy activation exercise. And also you can just physically change your state. So if you feel like sluggish or don't feel very energized, move your body, exercise. If you move your body, your energy and your mind and your emotions will all follow. So
yeah. And so like we said, if you want to learn more of these practices and techniques, we do have some more training videos on our website, ecstaticheartstantra.com.
Or ecstatichearts.com.
Yeah. And our next level 1 is in August, our Path to Ecstasy, first week of August. You get to get fully immersed into the tantric energy experience and learn all the lovely energetic tantra practices we have to offer.
Yeah, and there's so much to it. I mean, we can only talk about it here, but when you actually experience it for yourself, you do an intensive weekend where you're building energy with a room full of people and you are really having these amazing experiences, and then it's like, wow, then you'll know this is for real. Then you'll actually have the tools you need to be able to create, move, and master your energy for yourself and others. So that's all we have time for now.
Hope to see y'all around next time.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.